YouTube. So as you can probably tell, this video is going to be based around Kelbly's, an action, the rifles, and why I feel it's the only action or rifle that you really need if you're a one rifle guy or if you're just looking for that one rifle to do it all. Main thing is pre-fit barrels. That is guaranteed for Kelbly's stuff. So we have a Kelbly's Nanook here, right here. Originally chambered in 7 PRC. It is now a 6.5 PRC, and it's a long action. So I'm running a 6.5 PRC in a long action, but I'm able to do that because I can stretch out, I can get some better performance out of that 6.5 PRC. But not only that, I was able to do this myself in my garage. I'm able to change the barrels, swap the barrels. I don't need a gunsmith. And not only that, Kelbly's actions, smooth, high quality, top of the line. So why pick Kelbly's? Family-owned company, great people, incredibly high standards, and their QC is incredible. And they stand by their product. So here we've got the Nanook, here we've got the Prometheus, and here we've got the Atlas Light, okay? So we've got a short action, a long action, and a long action. I know I said, well, you know, if you only need one rifle, the way to go. But you know what? I got a YouTube channel, and I love shooting. And I've got a short action and a light rifle. I've got a lightweight hunting rifle, and then I've got more of a long-range rifle that I want to run. But what if you go, hey, Zach, I don't want to run a 6.5 PRC all the time. I want to run a 7 PRC in a steel barrel and not a carbon barrel, and I want to put that on there. Well, the nice thing is there are companies out there like Proof, Preferred, Krieger, a lot of different companies that guarantee the headspace for this. And there's very little tools that you need, an investment that you gotta do. So basically for $200, you're into tools that you can do swapping barrels out of your garage. We got one, so 6.5 or 7 PRC, 6.5 by 47, right? We've got a 300 PRC from Proof. We've got a 7 PRC right here. And then we also have a 6.5 PRC from Benchmark, okay? All of these are guaranteed headspace, okay? And it's very easy because all you only really need 4 tools. And relatively, one of them is something that you actually don't need, but I would very highly recommend. The first thing is you need a bench vise. You can get these very easy. Your barrel's gonna go in there, vise is gonna go in there, depending on what you're doing exactly, but barrel vise. Key, very easy, bolt down. All I do is use C-clamps. I don't bolt down so that way I can just move it to area. Very easy, okay? You can use that to break your barrel free or torque your barrel on. We're not gonna be showing any of that because that's against what I'm gonna do on YouTube. But the next thing you need is a barrel wrench or an action wrench, okay? So this slides in the action and lets you either untorque or torque your barrel, okay? Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna screw it down and bottom out and then torque. And then you need yourself a torque wrench. I believe Kelbly's recommends 150 foot-pounds. I'm usually doing it anywhere between 100 to 125. That's kind of where I've found the sweet spot for myself. I will I will talk to Ian and put it in the pinned comments down below and what exactly he recommends. And then the last thing you're gonna need is go no-go gauges. Or even if you want to get a little redneck, all you need is a go gauge. Is what you can do, so here's a go gauge here. That's a no. So here's a go gauge for a 300 Ultra Mag. Okay, that I put together about a month ago. So here's a go gauge. And what you want to do is this is going to slide in your chamber. You want to close your bolt and make sure it works. Okay, and then what you can do, excuse me, is put a piece of painter's tape on here and cut real fine, and then put it in there, and then see if you put it back in there and see if you can close your bolt. If you can close your bolt, then the headspace is not correct. But the best way to do it is, this is kind of a little rednecky, right? The best way to do it is get yourself a go and a no-go gauge. And then that way you know for sure your headspace is dead on. But like I said, it's all guaranteed. I mean, so like to me, the main reason to buy a Kelbly's Action is, for one, the versatility, which you can do is what I just talked about. Changing the barrels, super easy. You can do it in your house, your garage, your apartment in 3 minutes, right? You torque that, you get that barrel in the vise, you untorque it, torque a new one on, and you're ready to rock and roll, you know, kind of thing. And then just supporting a company that's American made, in my opinion, and stands by their product. And you, like I said, like I think I've said like 100 times, you know, if you call Kelbly's, you're probably gonna get one of the owners or someone that can get you in touch with the owner, or gonna do right by you. They know what they're doing, and it's just, to me, I want to align myself with people that share my values and honesty, and I feel that's what Kelbly's is. Therefore, that's why I'm talking about Kelbly's. You know, there's other companies that do pre-fits and stuff like that, but this is who I've chosen to align myself with, and I really like their product. But like I said, you know, it's all up to you guys, but like this is the Nanook here, fantastic. Prometheus, awesome. And this right here, this rifle with my Canon and optic is 7 pounds 9 ounces. Super nice rifle. The action is butter smooth, as you can see there. Beautiful rifle. And this is a rifle you can buy from Kelbly's. I didn't put this together. I just changed out the 7 PRC barrel to run a 6.5. And so that's how unique and easy it is. It took me 5 minutes in my garage to take the 7 PRC barrel off and put the 6.5 PRC barrel on. And so in my opinion, why would you choose a Kelbly's Action? Versatility, easeability. You can get barrels that will guarantee headspace. Actions are guaranteed headspace. All you need is 5 tools, really. You need an action wrench, barrel vise, torque wrench, go and no-go gauge, and you're ready to rock and roll. And you're supporting an American-owned company that's going to stand by the product. So they also came out with some other rifles recently. They came out with a long range like a PRS rifle. They came out with a night hunting rifle, a varmint rifle. I mean, there's just the stuff that Kelbly's is doing is top notch. And if you decide you want to go on to Kelbly's and buy something from them, you can use Reloading Quest 15 and get yourself 15% off. But like I said, I'm not sure there is a reason not to go with them, with the versatility, easeability, and to change stuff. So let me know what you guys think. If you got any questions, shoot me a message down below and I'll try to answer. And I will catch you guys later.